Hey creators, it's me, Ms.Viki, here live on the set of Spontaneous Creations here in Winthrop, Massachusetts. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that Spontaneous Creations is for entertainment purposes only. That means just watching. Yes. Please do not try any of the art activities or challenges or that is what projects at home, okay? And besides, all of those things should be supervised by an adult anyways. Okay, so just watch. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Spontaneous Creations, Prepping for the Party. I'm your host, Ms.Viki, and we're live here in Winthrop. I'm so glad you made it today. I don't know about you, but I've really been missing birthday parties and celebrations, and so I thought I would make some fun activities that have to do with parties, prepping for the party, preparing for your party. Okay, so I think we have 6 activities that we've already done before. The birthday cake that lights up and can also act as your nightlight. There is a speaker cupcake, a card that lights up. We have a buggy bot that you can race with your friends and create party favors with. What else was there? Oh my goodness, so many other things. There was, the night lights. There were the night lights that have your letter so that if you happen to have cousins or people that you're bubbling up with or siblings, you can tell where your sibling is in the middle of the night in the dark because they've created their initial nightlight. Also, we had the idea of a physical distancing party where you make lanterns and hang them in the trees. So you have an activity and also light for the evening as the sun sets. Okay, well, I wonder what our 7th activity will be. Let's find out. It's somewhere in this red toolbox. Oh, okay, I know this activity. I have a circular piece of paper. This is a pretty simple one. Okay, a motor with the source of energy already attached to it. That means there is a battery inside of there and it's sending energy through one side to this little tiny motor and then down. But how does it work? Wait a minute. Oh, look at that. There's a switch. Yes, I think you can hear it. Whoa. Yeah, the motor's turning. Okay, so we have a motor with a switch and a cupcake holder. Well, we're not making a cupcake. What we are going to make is a party starting game. Oh, and we're missing one more item. Maybe it's in my toolbox. Let's see. Yeah, it is. Okay, we have another piece of paper. Okay, so what we're going to make is something called the party starter. So it's a game where we'll attach the motor inside of this cup, create something that spins around a little tab. Wherever the tab lands, you have to do that thing, or your friend will have to do that thing. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is draw out my ideas. So you probably, I think I have 1, 2, 3, how many ideas did I come up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have 6 ideas. So that means I'll need to make 6 pie-looking pieces. So let's cut this into 6 spaces-ish. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not a pizza. Oh yeah, and then you can color it just for fun. Okay, we have our 6 quadrants, and in each quadrant, we're gonna put something fun that the person whose turn it is will have to do if the spinner lands on that thing. So the first idea I came up with was something called tongue-tied. So I'm gonna write the word tongue-tied. You could also draw pictures. Okay, so for tongue-tied, you have to talk with, if it lands on there, you have to talk with your tongue sticking out and get everyone else at the party to guess what you're saying. So I'm going to say something, you try to guess what I'm saying. Did you get it? So if you're really good at tongue-tied and you understand what I was saying happy birthday. I know, it sounds really different. Let's see if you can hear it again once I say it. Happy birthday. So that's tongue-tied. Okay, the next one is opera kids. I call this one opera kids. Okay, with opera kids, you need to take your favorite childhood song and sing it with an operatic voice. Yes, it's a very embarrassing challenge, but it also makes this party very fun. All right, so I'm gonna sing Happy Birthday in opera style. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. As you can see, I don't really have the best opera voice, but you could imagine that it'll drive your friends a little bit crazy and you'll also laugh a lot. Okay, unless you're really good at opera. All right, then the next one is called, I like to call Animal Act. So if the spinner lands on Animal Act, you have to act like an animal for about 1 minute or until someone in the room guesses what animal you are. So you better use your best charades. Meow. That was a cat. Very good, good job. This is fun. I call this one sweet and sour. Sweet and sour one's really fun. You could either use a Sour Patch with this activity game, or some, make sure this is okay with your family, but get something sweet like a marshmallow or sugar, make sure nobody has allergies, or honey, and then also get something that's sour or that tastes a little bitter, like dark chocolate without the sugar in it, or pickles or olives, and then you have to take the 2 of them and put them in your mouth and chew them up. You don't have to swallow them because you might get sick or vomit, but you do have to chew them in your mouth for a little while and until you can stand it, and then you can spit it out. Anyway, so that's sweet and sour. That one's kind of a gross one. Again, check with your mom and dad, make sure that's okay, and if they're not into that, or if you're not allowed to do that, you can make up your own thing to do on that spot. Okay. In fact, you can make up your own thing for all of these. Oh, okay, the next one I like to call cha-cha-cha. Maybe you have a better idea, but basically when it lands on the pink, you have to commit or stick to one type of dance. So if it's cha-cha-cha, you have to cha-cha-cha for like 30 seconds, even while the next person has their turn. You just cha-cha-cha because you're stuck on cha-cha-cha, but maybe you want to put the robot down instead of cha-cha-cha. Whatever you want. But that's what they have to do. Oh, and this is a really fun one. The last one I have, I'm gonna call Tower. And so, again, make sure it's okay with your parents, but if it lands on Tower, you have to try to build a tower out of anything in the room, at least your height or bigger. That's right, so it could be books, you don't wanna use glass vases or anything dangerous, but pillows, books, and it has to at least stand, for a few seconds without falling over. Again, you have to get it as tall as you are. It's a hard challenge, actually. All right, so the next part of this challenge will be to get it to stick together. I think before I do that, though, I would like to make my pointer. So I'm gonna draw it, then I'm gonna color it. Here's my blue. I like the blue. And later, this is what I will tape onto my motor. All right, we have the pointer ready to go. We have the actions that you'll need to take once the pointer lands on it. And the next thing we need to do is build our game. We're back. Remember that trusty old screwdriver I was talking about? We're gonna use that to poke a hole for our motor to come from the bottom and stick up through onto the top of this game. Start with the small one. You wanna find the center of your cup and press down. Whoops. Again, I prefer if you wore a glove on the hand that is holding the cup in case you slip, you won't jab yourself. I just don't have my glove on me today, so I'm not doing it. All right, we made a hole, that should work. Let's see if the motor will stick through it. Oh, it's not quite making it. Maybe I'll have to make the hole a little bit bigger. Oh, did you hear that? I think it popped through. Now I want the motor to come up higher than the rim of this cup, but not totally all the way out. That is higher than the rim of the cup, which is perfect. And now I'm going to tape it in place with our trusty old masking tape. One on one side, and then one on the other side. That should hold your motor up. You don't want to tape onto the little white plastic part. You want to leave that free so that it'll spin. You know, test to make sure that it's sticking up pretty well. That's pretty good. It's great. So I'm also going to make a little slice on the side of what I'm making. So, well, let's see if this will even work actually. I don't think it's going to work. So I think the switch is going to have to be on the outside. Is it working? Yeah, I can hear it. Perfect. Maybe a little more tape just for some extra security. Perfect. Okay. Next, you need to make a hole in, if there's not already a hole in the piece that you have at home, you need to poke a hole through. So I have a hole in the table. I'm going to lay that on top, look for the center, press that down. And you can, here we go. Perfect. And then you're going to lay that over the motor. Oh, it's working. Okay, you can flip that upside down and add some tape so that the paper will stay on. Right. Okay, and the last part that you need to do is attach your paper onto the top. Now, you may want to put glue on it and let it dry, but I'm going to try this tape. You know what, I'm going to try duct tape. I think duct tape will work a little bit better. You don't want to put the duct tape on the metal part of the motor, just the tip, the plastic piece at top. Otherwise, the tape will stop the motor from spinning. Oh goodness, I hope this works. Let's see. You could ask your mom or dad or somebody or caregiver at home to help you with this part, because this part, I always have trouble with this. Oh yeah, look, it's not sticking. This part is tricky, so tricky. We'll try it again. Maybe we will use the masking tip. Please stick. almost done with this activity. And for the moment of glory. Oh, it landed on cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. Well, you know the deal. Stay spontaneous, stay creative, and have some fun. And I'll see you next time on Spontaneous Creations, Prepping for the Party. Bye!